we've embedded a series of core convictions into our leadership. And so here are my 6 core convictions. 1, I believe I was created to serve others without exception. 2, be the hardest working person in the room. 3, be the expert. 4, leave people better for the encounter. 5 is do the next right thing. And 6 is mornings matter. Take care of yourself first so you're better off for other people. Core convictions from a leadership standpoint is so important because people will follow what they believe in. And so I'm going to take a minute now and I want to walk through kind of the core convictions that I kind of put into my leadership here at Churchill. The first core conviction I talk about is I believe I was created to serve others without exception. You know, when I first wrote that down years ago, I just wrote down I was created to serve others, and I had to come back and add without exception because truthfully I'm human. And I found myself trying to decide who was worthy of my service, and that's a real arrogant place to be. We can serve everybody without exception. Now, how you serve people is different depending on the situation that you're in. Some people need a helping hand, some people need a shoulder to cry on. Quite frankly, some people need a 2x4 across the head to just open up their eyes to something that they're not seeing. But I do believe I was created by God for the service of other people. The Bible says in order to be the leader of any, you must be the servant of all. To be first, you must first be last. And what a great model that we've got in that. The second one is to be the hardest working person in the room. Hard work is a virtue. And no matter what we're doing, whether we're coming to the office, going to the gym, in the backyard chopping wood, out on the mission field, whatever we choose to do, we should choose to do it with everything we have. Lazy people suck. Lazy people get in the way. I want to be surrounded by a group of people that also want to be the hardest working people in the room. That creates great momentum. Right? When you're surrounded by other people that feel like it's their job to outwork you no matter what you're doing, and you're right in there with them, the energy that's created is unbelievable. The third core conviction is be the expert. Whatever you choose to do it with a level of expertise. That means constantly be learning. If you look around my office, you'll see books everywhere. If you look around my home, you see books everywhere. I'm constantly trying to read and feed my mind with things that help me be a better leader, help me be a better coworker, help me be a better husband and parent. Being the expert is a lifelong journey. It also requires a couple of other levels. One, you have to realize that you can't be the expert at everything. And you have to have the humility to surround yourself with people who are better than you. Second, seek out mentors. Find people that have been there and done that. Find people that care about you enough to speak the sober truth. Because at the end of the day, we need others around us to help us become the expert. The fourth core conviction we talk about is leave people better for the encounter. Every interaction we have with another human being is an opportunity to leave them better off than we found them. Most of the time, it's the little things. It's putting your phone down when you walk into a restaurant and smile at the host or hostess. You know, people are carrying around a lot of baggage. Everybody around you has things beneath the surface that they're struggling with. Why make it worse off for them by not trying to leave them better off for encountering you? Remember to smile, remember to be kind, remember to pay attention. Be truthful. At work here at Churchill, it's making sure that all the families that trust us to give them advice on how to finance their home are left better off for that encounter. That means giving them good and honest advice, giving them options, displaying those options in ways that they can understand and share with their loved ones who they're going to seek counsel from to help make that decision. No matter what we do, when we interact with families or people, there's an opportunity to leave them better off than we found them. The fifth core conviction we talk about is do the next right thing. We all make mistakes. It's what you do next that matters, right? A lot of people will make a mistake and they'll try to cover it up and they just make it worse, right? When something happens, shout from the rooftops, I did it, this was me, this is what happened. Learn from it, change behavior, figure out how to get better from those mistakes that you make. We talk about this in the vernacular of golf, and we say, hit your next best shot. You know, you shank one in the woods, you have a couple of options. You can cheat, kick it out, hope nobody sees. You can try to hit a miraculous recovery shot through the trees and make up for it in one big swing. You usually end up worse off. Or you can just hit your next best shot, which is chip out. Because you see, life can be difficult sometimes. Life knocks us down. Things happen to us that we didn't choose to happen. But do the next right thing. Hit your next best shot, and then another one, and another one. And you'll create momentum again in the right direction, and soon great things will happen. The sixth core conviction we talk about, I think, is probably one of the single most biggest missing structures in most professional lives. And that is that mornings matter. How you start your day directly influences how you're going to win that day. And for me, a great morning routine is essential if I'm going to go out every day and try to win. The only thing I can control in my schedule most days is what time I get up and what I do with it. If I think that I'm going to do things to take care of myself later, I might, but I won't be consistent. And so I believe that a great morning routine where you're feeding your mind, you're feeding your heart, you're feeding your body before you go out and feed everybody else in your world is really critical to giving everybody else your best, and they deserve your best. So my morning routine every morning without exception starts by reading. I read my Bible and a couple of devotional books. I don't care what you read, just read something that nourishes your mind and your heart. I write. I take notes about what I'm reading. I'll write down things that I lay awake at night anxious about. It's a funny thing, when you write down your anxious thoughts, you take them captive versus them owning you, which frees you up to think about other more important things. Thirdly, I pray, meditate. I think a grateful heart is critical, and we're human. I'm human. Every single day I need to reset my gratitude. Prayer, meditation helps me do that. So I read, I write, I pray, I get a grateful heart, and then I exercise. Physically taking care of myself not only makes me more healthy, gives me more energy, it allows me a little headspace, quite frankly, to be able to continue to process some of the things going on in my life, and I have more confidence. And so I read, get my mind and my heart right, get my body right, and then I can go out and be my best for other people. And the only way I know to do that consistently is to do it first. You know, you're worth taking care of first. The world doesn't tell you that. But if you don't take care of you first, you're just not as good as you otherwise would be for everybody else.